What if I told you that the exact same cosmic blueprint that made Albert Einstein and Richard Feynman absolute giants of science also gave them an irresistible secret passion for music? Most people know them for E equal to mc square or quantum electrodynamics. But Einstein famously said he lived his life in terms of music, and Feynman was known to play the bongos for hours to think. In Vedic astrology, this isn't a coincidence. It's a highly specific combination written in the stars. Today we are cracking open the birth charts of two history-defining geniuses to uncover the ultimate thumb rule for musical passion and talent. Stay with us because by the end of this video, you might discover whether this rare combination exists in your own horoscope. Welcome back to Predictive Principles of Vedic Astrology. In our last video, we have explored how the fifth house represents exceptional genius, being a combined indicator of intelligence, creativity, and past life karma. But today we are going one step deeper. We will examine how the fifth house interacts with specific houses and planets to produce a remarkable combination: outstanding intellectual capacity together with a love for instrumental music. When astrologers study exceptional individuals, certain patterns begin to emerge. Let's look at the charts of Albert Einstein and Richard Feynman, two of the most brilliant scientific minds of modern history. Einstein is the native of Gemini ascendant, while Feynman is that of Capricorn. Despite differences in their charts, both show remarkably strong activation of the fifth house. In Einstein's chart, the fifth house receives the aspect of Jupiter. The fifth lord, Venus, is exalted. Jupiter, the natural significator of intelligence and wisdom, occupies a powerful trinal position. In Feynman's chart, Jupiter is placed directly in the fifth house. The exalted moon is also placed there. Venus, the fifth lord, is exalted and strongly positioned. These are classical signatures of extraordinary intellectual ability. But here's where things become even more interesting. When we examine the musical indicators in their charts, we discover another striking pattern. Which houses should we examine when searching for musical ability? Two houses become especially important. The fifth house represents creativity, inspiration, and purva punya, leading to pratibha or exceptional genius, instrumental music or mridangam and the like. It governs our capacity to create something beautiful and original. The third house represents strong motivation for developing skills, performance abilities, hobbies, and pastimes. Think about playing a violin, piano, flute, or sitar. Not only do you need creativity and inspiration, you also need refined technical ability. That is why both the fifth and third houses become crucial when studying instrumental music. When it comes to planets, we look at Mercury, the planet of rhythm, expression, mental agility, recreation, and performing arts, and Venus, the ultimate significator of beauty, aesthetic appreciation, fine arts, music, and poetry. The thumb rule is simple. When the fifth house, the third house, their lords Mercury and Venus all form a powerful intertwined connection. A deep-seated passion for music is born. Now let's try to find out the cosmic pattern of strong passion for music in the two charts. In both the charts, Venus is the fifth lord and placed in its exaltation sign Pisces. In case of Einstein, the said fifth lord is conjoined with the third lord, the Sun, in the 10th house. Now let's look at Richard Feynman's chart. The connection is jaw-dropping. His fifth house holds Jupiter and exalted moon. His fifth lord Venus is exalted right in the third house of hobbies. To seal the deal, his third lord Jupiter sits right back in the fifth house. It is a flawless cosmic loop of mutual exchange between intellect and music. In both charts, Mars is placed in the 8th house and aspects the 3rd house, the house signified by Mars itself. Let's examine the deeper connections found in the charts of Einstein and Feynman. A remarkable pattern appears repeatedly. The fifth lord influences the 3rd house or its lord. The third lord influences the fifth house or its lord. Venus becomes strongly connected with these houses. Mercury also participates in the network. The natural significators of the third and fifth houses are also found to reinforce the significations of the respective houses. Two completely different eras, two radically different men, yet they shared the exact same astrological signature, an undeniable link between the third and fifth houses, supercharged by their respective significators. Music wasn't just a hobby for them, it was the fuel for their genius. The beauty of Vedic astrology is that it reveals hidden patterns behind human potential. The same fifth house that can indicate extraordinary intelligence may also, through its connection with the third house, Mercury and Venus, awaken a deep love for instrumental music. Perhaps genius and music are not separate gifts after all. Perhaps they are different expressions of the same creative force. So now I am curious, what planets do you have in your fifth house? And do you have a passion for music or play any musical instrument? Share your placements in the comments below and let's decode your hidden talents together. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights into the predictive principles of Vedic astrology. Until next time, keep looking at the stars because they may be revealing more about you than you ever imagined.